Hello, it's Rachel from Moments to Milestones. I'm here to put together our latest card kit. This card kit features the stamps, dies, and papers from Dare to Be Artsy, their Honey Bunny collection. That's the stamp and die. The paper is the Homegrown collection. So really cute gardening, springy type stuff. So we made 3 cards today. You have this shadow box card that can stand up on display. We have this fun fold card here, and plant a garden, feed a bunny. Super cute. So we're gonna make those 3 cards today. And this is the instructions if you get a kit, and the supply list at the back. So we will jump right in, and we're gonna start with the Thank You Very Much shadow box card. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is color our images. So you have a little bunny with a watering can, some strawberries, and a strawberry blossom. So we're gonna color those first. I just use colored pencils, and honestly I use this Crayola 24-piece set. This is a set we have here that we can use in class, so I just use that. Sometimes it doesn't have to be fancy or expensive, and it works. So I'm gonna start with this is the red-orange color. Actually, that's not the color I want. I just want the red. Yes. And I'm gonna color the strawberries. And then the bunny, he's in here. I gave him a yellow hat with a red strap and a pink watering can. So I'm gonna go ahead and color that. The bunny is white. I used gray for his belly and some shadows. So I'm gonna color that off camera, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have colored my images, and I fussy cut the 2 strawberries and the berry blossom. And one last thing before we start building. You have these leaves, and I'm going to ink them with some green ink. So I have used Lawn Fawn freshly cut grass, and I'm just gonna add the color. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is you have this white piece, and yours I believe was folded like so, and so you should have this other score line. So you need to put this down in front of you like this and fold back these score lines, and go ahead and reinforce them with a bone folder. So you want them to be okay. And then we're going to open them up a little bit and build our scene on the inside. So you have this berry paper, and it doesn't matter, it's up to you if you want the stripes to go horizontal or vertical. It's up to you. And then there's a small white border, the top and the sides. Okay. And then you have these 2 grass pieces. So one of them is going to come in here about 1 inch from the bottom. And then the other one will keep that same border, about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, like so. Now you can use this as a reference to make sure, but that should work out. So if you come about 1 inch, this one's gonna go straight down. All right, and then this piece is gonna go here, but I'm gonna pop this one up. But before I do that, my little bunny is gonna tuck in there, and I'm gonna pop him up as well. So I'm gonna get out some foam squares, pull off the backing, and you can use this as a guide, but he's gonna be pretty much right here in the center. All right, so I'll put him down, and then I'm gonna put foam on the back of that. Now this green paper is Bo Bunny's double dot, so on the back side there are polka dots. If you want to use that, you can. I thought maybe it might have been a little too much with the polka dots on the front of the card, but it's certainly a preference. It's up to you. All right, so that piece gonna go there. And now our inside is ready to go. So now I'm gonna set this up here. And now you have this piece that on the back is just the same as this. And so you're gonna flip it over so you're looking at the daisies, and then you're gonna fold those back and reinforce with a bone folder of some kind, okay? And then what's gonna happen is we're gonna flip that over, and it is gonna go right on top like so. So I'm gonna put adhesive. You could use score tape or wet glue, whatever you want. I'm just gonna start with one side first. And so that is folded down, this is folded up, and I'm gonna line it up. Just like so, okay? And then I'm gonna open it up, put adhesive on the other flap. Fold that one down and push it down like so. Now if you have any of the white sticking out, you could always trim it if you want, but that way you're ensured that it will fold up and fit into a envelope. So I'm gonna open this up and trim off some of that, trim off that white. All right, and there you have it. So now it will stand up like so. All right, so we're gonna finish building the top. So you have this cloud border, and that's gonna go up at the top. And then you have these two strange looking pieces that may just look like scraps. So they're actually gonna be placed on the end tabs. So however you want to. And they'll look like the cloud is continuous across the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those down. All right, and then I'm gonna put down the end pieces. Do the other. All right, so now when you have the card out, it will look as though the white is continuous, okay? So now, set that aside for a moment. Now you have this banner strip, and on your banner strip, something to point here, whoops, you have score lines. You should have two little score lines about 1/8 of an inch apart from each other. So you're gonna take the score lines that are closest to the sentiment, so the two inside score lines, and fold them back. So it looks like this. And then you're gonna flip it over, and you're gonna pull back on that second line and reinforce. So back, and then back on itself and reinforce. And what you end up with is this. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it back over and put foam across the center so we get that layered banner look. And I think I'll use a little bit of wet glue. I'm gonna put some to hold those ends down, or you could use your adhesive runner. I'm gonna pull off the backing, and then that piece is gonna go right on the top of the clouds. Okay. All right, and now we're gonna finish with our strawberries and our leaves. So we have some coming up. I'm going to put some adhesive right there. And some down here, whoops. Okay, and then our two berries and the flower blossom. I'm gonna pop up the top berry and the blossom. So this guy's gonna go right here, straight on. Another berry there. And the blossom right there. And that completes our thank you very much. Okay, the next card is hopping by to say hello. So the same thing on this one. We need to color our bunny, and you have two little daisies. And I just left the flowers white. That'll make your coloring go easy. So I will color these off camera and then I'll be back. All right, I have my images colored, and now we're gonna put the card together. So you're gonna have your card front opened so that it opens like so. So with that fold on the bottom half, and we're actually gonna open it up, and you're gonna put down this teal paper on the center of the back. All right, and then you have two of these. You have two of these. They look the same. One you're going to use this way, and one you're going to use that way. I'm going to put the teal in the center. I'm going to go right there. And then the watering cans are going to go on the outside. Right side up. All right, so that's gonna close like this. And now you have, this is a slimline. It was one piece and we cut it in half. And so we have an end with no stitching on each one. We're gonna hide that. So we're gonna take one of them, stitch, no stitch side down, and it's gonna go in the center of our card, but we're only gonna adhere it to this portion, okay? So you get it where you want it. I'm gonna put my thumb there so I know I just need adhesive on this bottom portion. And then I'm gonna center it up and press it down, okay? So it's gonna be like that. It's gonna hang off on the back. And then we have these two hillsides. They were actually one whole piece. We cut them, and we're going to use this on the inside, this on the outside. So I'm going to put adhesive on this rounded hill, and that's going to cover up that no stitch mark, okay? And now for this one, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to hide it. It's actually right behind there, okay? And so it should line up perfectly. So the easiest way I found is to open your card. I'm going to put adhesive across the back of it. Okay. I am going to match it up right where I want it. And then I'm going to close my card. And now it's exactly where I want it. Okay. And so now we're going to place this little bit here to hide the no stitching there. Okay, so just like that. And now our little bunny is gonna go on the front. I popped him up with foam. So right here, okay? You do want to be mindful that you leave room for this sentiment piece when you put him down. So he's really going to go right at the top of the hill. And then we have these two daisies. Use some wet glue on this one. Okay. So those are going to go right there and there, almost like he's watering them. Okay. And then you have the sentiment. It's going to be just like the last one. You're going to have the score lines. I don't know if you can see them here and here and here and here. So the ones closest to the sentiment are going to fold back. Score, fold back, score. We're going to flip it over. And I like to use a straight edge if I can. And score. And now we have that layered banner effect. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put foam in the center, hopping by to say hello. Put that down, and then I'm going to tuck those in so they're inside the card. There we go. There we are. All right, so our last touch is going to be the clouds. And the clouds are what actually holds the card closed. So how we're going to do that is, this one's just going to get glued straight on. Okay. I'm just going to put it right up there. And then this one is going to come down about 1/2 inch over so it holds it shut. And then we're going to put foam on that. So one thing you can do is, you know, just put foam on the back. I put it where I want it. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take a pencil and just draw a line. Now I know where I want my foam. So you do want the foam to be up tight to that gray piece so it actually holds it in place. If it's too far away from it, then it's really not going to hold it. And then I'm going, some of my cloud is going to hang off. So I got it where I want it. Peel off the backing. And put this on while it's closed. Making sure that my foam is right up to it. Press it down, and now that holds it closed. We can open it up. You can write in there, and then it'll be hidden. I'm going to trim off that little bit that's hanging off. Go this way. And that completes that card. Okay, we have one last card. My favorite, Plant a Garden, Feed a Bunny. So we are going to start with the coloring on this. Again, I kept the bunnies white and then the carrots. So I'm going to color those and I'll be back. Okay, I have all my pieces colored, and so now it's time to put this card together. So this is going to go together pretty quick, just a lot of layers. So you have your card base. It's going to open like this, and you have this white piece with the rectangle cut out of the center. And that gets centered on, so you'll have a very thin white border. Nobody's gonna see that hole, and it'll lighten our load because there's lots of paper layers. Next is the orange. Gonna get glued on, and we're gonna center that as well. And next we have this garden paper, all the garden tools and flowers. And that gets centered on the orange, so you have a thin border. And next we have the green polka dot. So that is gonna go in the center of that. All right, next is gonna be this banner piece, and you can see it sticks out on either end, but it's not quite long enough. So what we're gonna do is just trim it in half. And we are going to put one end on one side and one end on the other. And so it's just in the center of that green, slightly overlapping. And I'm gonna use these polka dots as a guide to get it straight, or if you have a T-ruler, you wanna get real precise, you can, but I'm gonna just use that, come out about the same. All right, that looks good. And next you have this white scallop border with some grass stamped onto it, and I did pop this piece up. So I'm gonna get some foam, peel off the backing, stick that down. And that's centered on that green. And then lastly, we're gonna layer up our bunnies and our sentiment. So this guy is gonna come over here. He's here. And I believe on yours, you should have some openings in there. And that's where you'll stick your bunny. You can pop those up if you want. I'm gonna glue them straight down, and then you have your carrots. So actually, I think I'm going to use some black glue to make sure he doesn't move around. All right. I go there. This bunny here. There. And then on the sentiment, we just snip this in half, plant a garden, snip, feed a bunny. And if you want, I'm gonna snip a little bit off the end of that as well, so that it looks equal. Okay. And that was right in here. So you may wanna place that before you glue this guy down, and mine is not gonna move, so neither is that one. Yeah, I forgot to say you should probably put that down first. So I'm gonna put that one there. And that one right behind that watering can. And it fits, perfect. And then I'm gonna layer up my carrots and get them where I want them. There's one. There's really no right or wrong way to do that. Just layer them up until you're happy. And that completes that card and our class for today. So these are the cards we made. I hope you enjoyed this Honey Bunny kit from Dare to Be Artsy, and we'll see you again soon.